Welcome back to another episode of Spirit of an Athlete. I'm your host, Amanda Smith. And on this episode, we interview Dr. Jamira Mitchell. She is going to educate us about name, image, and likeness. What's really cool about what she tells us in this episode is that you don't have to be one of those athletes that's going to get $1 million deal. You literally just need to be a high school student athlete or a college student athlete and want to build a business around your name, image, and likeness. Dr. Jam is a high school career and technical education instructor. She got her PhD in education with a concentration in sports business management. So when it comes to talking about name, image, and likeness, she's talking about it from the athlete that wants a business. So hopefully, you get an opportunity to learn something new, like I did in this episode, around how you can better support your athlete or yourself as an athlete with name, image, and likeness. Dr. Jamira Mitchell, thank you so unbelievably much for being on Spirit of an Athlete with us. You're going to tell us about what in the world NIL is and why we care about it as athletes, right?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So, Neil, name, image, and likeness. So, I'm sure that is like now the new trigger letters and words that we've been hearing nonstop as student athletes are now able to monetize from their name, image, and likeness. So, you're like, what is name, what is image, and what is likeness? So, of course, the name is something that you were given at, at birth. And then, yeah, your image, what do you look at? What is a picture, a simple picture? And then your likeness, things that are about you and the the things that make you you. So that is name, image, and likeness in a nutshell.
Okay, so if I have a social media account from, let's see, Snapchat, where my name, image, and likeness pop up for a short period of time and then go away, is that something that would be considered name, image, likeness,
Yes.
and what I would need to pay attention to?
Yes, it is, especially with Snapchat because you can still have enough time to snap it. So make sure you can snap it and chat it out. So make sure that you stay within the parameters of things that you want to be associated with, not just for today, but tomorrow and forevermore. So it is very, very important that, especially our younger student athletes, there are times where we may see something that we like that could be questionable later on, but we're double tapping on it to like it today because this is a current mindset that we are in. And so later on, it can come back to harm you. So you want to make sure that
Hmm.
those things that you double tap on that you like for now is something that will align with you when you are 30 and 40 years old. I know it may seem like it is forever away, but it can definitely come back and unfortunately harm you. So you want to make sure that you're not doing anything questionable for today and tomorrow.
Okay, so who in the world needs to worry about name, image, and likeness?
All student athletes, even if you do not currently have a deal or a deal with name, image, and likeness, you want to make sure that you are connecting yourself not once again, not just for today, but tomorrow and forevermore. So you want to make sure that you stand by or you find your personal brand and make sure that you continue to align yourself with that personal brand because that can definitely affect you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this applies not only to college kids,
Yes,
but to high school kids?
yes, there are many.
Any younger than that?
Well, I think, well, because now there are states that allow student athletes that are in high school to monetize from their name, image, and likeness. So unfortunately, those middle schoolers now have to prepare for high school. So it's like almost, you have to start in middle school, making sure that, mom and dad are possibly looking at your social media or taking over your social media just to make sure that, you aren't aligning yourself with questionable things. So, mom and dad, now
Mm.
you have to become a part of social media as well to manage those accounts of your young student athletes.
Not gonna lie, my humble opinion is that parents should be involved in their kids' social media anyways.
Well,
But this is a whole nother layer
yes,
to think about,
yes,
right? So, say your 12-year-old has their own phone and they already have accounts on Instagram or TikTok or whatever. Now, we need to be paying attention to the things that they like
yes,
because it may or may not be on brand
yes.
with who they might be in their 30s or 40s when they're a pro athlete. Is that
Yeah,
the
and
point?
not just a pro athlete,
Or
now a collegiate athlete. So,
yeah.
and now a high school athlete. So it definitely, it starts even younger now. So yes, you definitely have to make sure that, and I 200% agree. You have to make sure you are checking out what your student athlete, and not just student athletes, but what your children are looking at on social media.
Absolutely. And honestly, the parents who know their kids want to go on to play in college and they're gearing up for something like that. Obviously, we're not going to be posting like pictures of them going out and partying with their friends and stuff like that. That's already like that's the bottom layer,
Right.
I feel like. Now we've got this where we're looking at okay, name, image, likeness, even if they're not in high school. But once they get there, how in the world are we going to know what our kid wants to align with into college, potentially beyond college? How do we build that?
Well, it starts with that personal brand. What things does your student athlete like? Maybe they enjoy the kittens and the dog videos. So that is definitely something to build upon. If they say that they want to become a veterinarian, so you find a shelter where they can work. And as we know, those things that we want to be changes from day to day, but make sure that if today they want to be a veterinarian, you find something for them to do. If tomorrow they want to be a truck driver, you find something that will align with them. So I think it's just making sure that you ask the questions and you support them at what they want to do.
You totally nailed my daughter there.
And me
She's
too.
definitely into kittens and she wants to be a veterinarian.
I
So,
love
okay,
it.
if she had social media, that's the direction I would be steering her toward.
Yes.
Okay. So, how do we know that we're being compliant or how do we know what the rules are around name, image and likeness? And what are some of those rules that we should be paying attention to help further this discussion around the things that you're liking as well as the things that you're representing?
Yes, yes. So let's start out on the high school level. So there are states that allow student athletes to monetize from their name, image, and likeness. I would suggest that you reach out to your state's high school athletic association. So I am based in Louisiana. Louisiana allows their student athletes to monetize from, well, their high school student athletes to monetize from their name, image, and likeness. So make sure you reach out and see if there is any further education that they may need, because some states require that you go through, certain education. They require that your coach goes through, and also sometimes the parent goes through that education as well. And on the collegiate level, of course, all student athletes can monetize from their name, image, and likeness. But as soon as you make a deal, make sure you reach out to your compliance person. Even if your school does not have a specific compliance person, make sure you reach out to at least your athletic director to let them know that you received a deal for name, image, and likeness, because you do not want to get into a situation where no one knows that you've received it. And then NCAA comes with sanctions. So you want to make sure that you make sure everybody knows.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So I hear you saying you make a deal. What does that look like for a student athlete at the high school level? And what does that look like at the college level?
Well, making a deal. So, as we think about Bronny, LeBron James' son. So, of course, he came out of high school with, major deals, but that's not everybody's story. However, you can make a deal with your local pizza restaurant that you go to. Let's say that they are, that they're hard supporters for their local high school program, and they want to make sure that student athletes have the opportunity to, just receive something for their good works. So, you can say, well, I come here quite often, especially after Friday night lights, or let's say it's after, Tuesday and Thursday games or something like that. So your local pizza company could say, well, you guys do come often. So why don't you take this pizza and you just take a picture of it and post it on your social media. And then that allows student athletes to get free pizza, which puts money in their pockets. And it also
Mhm.
allows the local pizza restaurant to, get a little social media credit.
Uh-huh. Okay, so if say the same pizza restaurant decides, "We wanna take a picture of your team and put it up on our wall to say this team comes here." Is that a name, image, likeness situation?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, and it takes it to a
Oh.
and also takes it to a different level. So, you would have to then the pizza restaurant would have to probably go to the school, and then the school would have to, make that deal, and then they would say how this deal would look, and then they can negotiate it and go from there. But the possibilities are endless.
Okay. One of the ones we talked about in our pre-interview call was affiliates. Give us a little bit about affiliates. What does that mean?
Alright, so I'm sure we all went through the whole, Kardashians and the whole
Yes.
So, with that being said, that is really affiliate marketing, like, you go on social media and you show things that you're doing. I think the biggest thing is now get ready with me, and influencers show the different products that they're using, maybe for their face routine, or maybe for, a routine that they're using for workout, depending on, their niche. And that is
Mhm.
simply affiliate marketing. You whatever brand you're using, you simply take that and you go and see if they offer affiliate marketing. You get your own little personalized link. And every time someone uses your link, then you get a percentage of, the deals, or however it is set up. So yeah, that is pretty much affiliate marketing. And it's definitely something that student athletes should be looking into.
Absolutely. I mean, there are countless products that we use throughout a day.
Yes.
I'm sitting here looking at my desk going, "Yes, I could
That's
affiliate with that
That's
and
an
that
affiliate.
and
That's
that and
an
that,"
Yes.
right? I'm carrying my iPhone around and it's got a certain cover on
There
it.
you go.
Like, all of those
So
things
imagine if
become
you put some
products you
content.
could affiliate.
Yes, and imagine if you just develop a little content showing that, this is what you use and this is why you use it, and you already have the the followers. So of course your followers are gonna be like, oh, this is what they use, boom. And you just tell them, hey, use this link and I get a percentage.
Mhm. So this is where parents need to get involved with their high schoolers and help them strategize around making their athletic career into a business.
Yes. Yeah.
That's really what it looks like because for me as a business owner with Body Whisper Healing, I have certain companies that I'm affiliated with and I share their products. And I didn't when I was in high school, there is no way I would have been thinking about this, but
Right.
now we've got a lot more people who are business-minded out there
Yeah.
and can help other people around these sorts of things
Yes.
to create affiliations, to realize what products they already have in their world, like, I'm wearing Lululemon, right?
No.
I should have an affiliation with
There
them,
you
shouldn't
go.
I?
But you
Right?
know what? The other thing also is make sure, especially for the high schoolers, make sure your state allows student athletes to monetize from their name, image, and likeness because even with affiliate marketing, that is technically, and I'm sure it's like in a gray area, but you want to make sure that, they can still monetize using affiliate marketing. So I would say again and again and again, if you have a question about it, go and ask. And that is something you should ask about first. If affiliate marketing is allowed, and maybe they may not know what affiliate marketing is, but still ask the question because you don't want to find yourself in a situation where your student athlete receives money through affiliate marketing and then they may lose their status. So make sure you ask those questions. Ask, ask, ask.
Do you know how many states are allowing high schoolers to do name, image, likeness? Is it like 16? Is it 30?
I can't think. I think I'm a little foggy to this, but
All good. No worries. If you don't know the exact number, I was just hoping maybe that was one, that we knew, 'cause it's not a lot yet.
yes, there are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there are.
Alright.
As of
And
now,
then
there are 33 states.
ooh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
that's a lot. I know Colorado's on that list.
yes, and that is as of November 1st of 2023. There are 33 states that allow their student athletes on the high school level to monetize from their name, image, and likeness.
And then from a college perspective, is it all colleges, period, or
Yes,
are there certain
every
colleges that decide, "Yes, we're gonna do this," and other colleges who are like, "Nope,
All
hands off."
all states allow, but all states have their own laws as to how the student athlete can monetize from their name, image, and likeness. So again, make sure you become best friends with your compliance officer.
And in some cases, at the university level, there are coaches, I believe, that aren't exactly down with this and tell their players, "We're not doing name, image, likeness."
Yeah,
Is that a problem? Is that compliant?
no, it's not. But
Okay.
unfortunately, you know, um, there has to be a growth mindset amongst the coaches to understand that, this is a new wave that we're in. And, it is what it is. But even if it's something that you aren't interested in, make sure you still allow the student athletes to have the education and to just say, this is what it is. Now, when it comes to the aspect of, students trying to have certain expectations as far as the recruiting, which of course we know is illegal. So
Mhm, mhm.
that's when coaches really should have an issue when they come in with the expectations of I need this amount of money in NIL deals in order to come to your program. Now that is an issue. And of course it is illegal.
Okay. Alright. That's a great example. I'm thinking of the Ball family, like, I always think of the Ball family because they were really leading this
They
charge, I
were
feel like. They were at the very front edge of this where they had their own shoe
yeah,
brand, and there were instances where you heard like, "Oh, he's not gonna go play for that school because he wouldn't be able to wear
yes,
his shoes. He would have to wear the shoes that the school provided him,"
yeah,
which I know when I played softball at Division I, we were decked out with Asics, no, Adidas, there we go. I'm like, "Soccer? No." Softball. Adidas was our uniforms, and then we were Louisville Slugger for all of our equipment, and it didn't matter if I liked an Easton bat, I had to use Louisville because that was our team sponsor.
Yeah.
So, is there some of that interplay when it comes to university, especially at the Division I level?
Yes. Okay. So what usually happens is you have to wear the uniform of your college or university, but many times outside, required or you're expected to wear the product that you have received a deal with. So, while you're on the court or while you're on the field, you have to wear that uniform. But then once that comes off, you're expected to wear the brand that you represent.
Okay. All right. So you're going to class, that's when you get to wear it.
Yeah.
Even though you're probably going to be going from practice to class to practice. I know for me, we were provided everything
Mm,
and, people to wash everything as well. And I basically only wore all of the school's provided stuff
why
all day
not?
long, including shoes and socks and sports bras. I mean,
Yeah,
I got to buy my own underwear, people. That was it. Like, everything else was provided by the school,
yes,
and it was washed by the school, so they owned it, and I had to give it back to them at a certain point. But it's just interesting to think about that, like, okay, I would go to practice, and I have to be in my practice uniform for practice, and then I would throw on the sweats if it I mean, half the year, you're in winter
yeah,
at the schools I went to. So, we're throwing on the school-provided sweats and coat, and I've got my shoes that the school provided me, and I'm going to class in those clothes, and then I've gotta go back to practice, so why change? Why even shower at some point? And then after that, I would have study time, and that would be in the athletic facilities study center because there were certain hours I had to satisfy there. So I'm still all only around athletes. I'm still in my workout clothes essentially. After that, I finally have time to go and get changed into the sponsored
yeah,
clothes, the affiliate clothes.
uh-huh.
So I'm probably in those affiliate clothes maybe 15 minutes a day.
But you gotta make
That
some
cracks me up,
content for those 15 minutes.
right? You better bust out your camera and get
Yeah,
going, right? And I feel like that's something that parents don't know this in high school. Like, this kind of information isn't something that athletes know. Like, the university you're going to is probably sponsored by X companies.
yeah,
So, should you start looking into the schools that you're looking at going to and start making deals with some of those companies? Like, for me, it would have been Louisville and it would have been Adidas. I need to go make a deal with those companies if I want to really capitalize on the fact that the schools already got those products, and now I don't have to change 15 times just to get some content produced.
yes, but also remember, big brands like that, they require big followers and large amounts of
Mhm,
followers. So sometimes it's good to find those smaller brands, like at the time, I'm sure it is not anymore, but Saucony. Like Saucony would have been a great, a
right?
great brand. They came out with the different colors, like it was just fun. So look for those smaller brands to develop NIL deals with. It's not always about having the larger brand because they require a lot. So you want to find those smaller brands, your mom and pop brand, and go from there. And then sometimes like if you know that you're not on that level, go to the mom and pop shops and you tell them, I understand that you don't have a budget for marketing. However, I like your pizza and I want your pizza. So can I have free pizza? Again, back to the pizza restaurant. But
I love that.
but
You know that's what college students are eating, even though it's not good for them for their athletic endeavors.
right. But sometimes, when it is time to go through Hell Week, you just want to snack. And so that is all you want to do is snack and study. So that those are the better options to think about. It's not always about the larger brands. And with the affiliate marketing. Like, start off with that. And then that can also help you build your media kit so you can show, like, this is how much money that I've made, with this affiliate link or with that affiliate link, so that when you are ready to take your brand to the next level, you'll have the possibility to show that you already have these numbers and why they need you.
Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, so on a daily basis, after I post something on Instagram, and it's Instagram people. When I post something on Instagram, all of a sudden I have a flood of, ooh, we want you to represent our brand. And I'm like, you don't even know if I can fit into your clothes.
Right.
Like, but they're all of a sudden all over it. So if you're looking for those kinds of deals or you just want them to organically come to you, start posting on Instagram. Holy cow.
Yes.
I feel like TikTok's gonna start to ratchet up in that department as well now that they're doing TikTok sales. So that's just my little tip here.
Yes.
Jamira, do you have any other tips around that particular
Yes.
thing, where to go and what to look
Open
for?
your pantry. That is the first step. Open your pantry. See what workout, your pre and post workout
Mhm.
shakes and smoothies that you use, your powders that you use, the bars that you use, and see if they offer affiliate links. And that is so easy to do. You're already working out, you're already using the bar. Just work out, take a bite of the bar, take a picture, take a video. Like, it's there. Look on your
Yep,
desk.
voila.
Yes, look on your desk and see, what is offered. So it's really not that hard.
Hmm, man, I gotta do more affiliate marketing.
Yeah.
Dr. Jam, where can people find you and how can you help them with name, image, and likeness?
Sure, sure. So I have a checklist for your listeners to use. It's quite extensive because I want you guys to understand that if you are going to, and even if your student athlete is going to be treated as a business, like, you have to make sure that everything is in line. So you can use the checklist. You can email me, Jamira at the nilspotco.com. And you can also find me on LinkedIn, Jamira Mitchell, comma PhD. And you can find me on Instagram at the NIL Spot Podcast. So, and then we also have a podcast as well. So you can listen to us and find out some more goodness as we have done here.
Heck yes. All of that information will be in the show notes. Dr. Jam, thank you so unbelievably much for sharing this kind of information. It's not well known. And if it is, everybody's thinking, oh, I'm not that athlete. I don't need it. So thank you for sharing that everybody really needs it
Yes,
if you're a student athlete. And it doesn't matter how old you are. And then, of course, check in with your state or your university, find out who your compliance officer is at your university, and talk to your state athletic association to get more information around if your state is doing this type of thing.
yes.
So, thank you, thank you, thank you.
And remember, if it's questionable, don't do it.
Right? Yeah.
Thanks for listening to Spirit of an Athlete podcast. If you're struggling with your own gut issues and want more direction, you can get an initial body scan from Amanda at bodywhisperhealing.com. In 20 minutes, you can find out what's wrong, get clarity, map the path forward, and get on track to get back in your game. If this episode hits the spot, please let us know by rating, reviewing, and sharing it with a friend. Subscribe now to hear more inspiring stories from other female college athletes who overcame their health issues. Want more, Amanda? Get inspired by finding more at bodywhisperhealing.com.